This is a video about me making a watercolor of a dandelion. It's kind of also a video about me making a video. There's going to be a bit of a challenge involved in this one so that you can have a go at this. Stick around, I'm going to tell you how you can join this challenge. And subscribe so that you'll get notified of more videos when I produce them. There's some great ones coming up. Okay, so this is what we start with, a blank sheet of paper and a real life image and something on the phone. And this is what we're going to end up with and what you should try and aim for. All right. So I'm starting with a slightly harder drawing pencil than I usually use, and perhaps I regret it because you don't see too much on the video, but it's very good for precision. You know, it's a B or a 2B. I might often use a 4B. If I cheated and done it with a hard pencil first and then switched on the camera and gone over it, but that would have taken the flow out of it, and we never want to do that. Always want to end up enjoying what you're doing, I think. So this flower that I'm drawing here, do you know it? It's called a dandelion, and it's really common where I live. I don't know whether you have it in your place, but there's probably something like it. A thing that bees love, and it's really good for them, full of nectar in the early spring or in the early part of the year. Bees love it, and people are always urging us to leave it grow in our gardens, but gardeners hate it because it gets everywhere. It sets down these long roots, and I find myself now as a bit of a gardener as well as a nature and bee lover. I find I'm going around with the picking off the seed heads because I don't want it to propagate itself. Taraxacum officinale is its Latin name, and of course there's the ancient children's game of blowing the clock, blowing the fluffy seeds off. You'll have seen me wet the paper there just so that these strokes of green can kind of flow and spread, which you often do when you're starting in watercolour. There's a picture of the leaf of the dandelion. What I'm trying to do in this is put in a background, and the reason is because the yellow is going to stand out so much more against a dark background, particularly with a little bit of violet and complementary colour. Just starting the first wash of yellow on here now. And a deeper yellow in the center of the flower. New Gamboge, it's an ancient watercolor pigment. The theory of watercolour is that you start with the light colours and work to the dark and put them on last. But that's the theory. I don't always do it that way.
I want you to paint a dandelion, if possible, or draw a dandelion. I guess you'd have to use colour. It's all about the colour. And I'm going to start a little Facebook group where you can post them as an experiment, a bit of a challenge. So it's called the Dandelion Challenge. And for me, it's a real challenge because, as I explained in a few recent videos, I have not been painting in watercolour for a long time, decades. I own one of the earlier watercolours that I did in the early 80s, and I'm probably going to show it here, you know, show you a little shot of it, because I used to be quite good at it. You know, I was okay when I concentrated on it, but if you're out of practice, it's really hard. So just enjoy it. It's easy. It should be an easy flower to find, an easy flower to paint. But when you get into it, there are a few technical challenges, which I will go into.
Definitely the biggest challenge for me in this painting has been the background. I wouldn't have wanted to maybe start painting every blade of grass, but at the same time the shadows behind the blades of grass are what give it the depth, and it makes the flower stand out against them. So I wanted to do something there. Perhaps if I was doing it again, I might do something much more stylized and abstract, because if you start painting every blade of grass and its relationship to every other blade and buttercup leaf, you'll be there for a long time. And while it's a good study, I was never that great of a botanical artist anyway. At least it's getting to be quite colourful anyway. It's always good to have lots of colour, and you'll be surprised when you start observing how many colours you can see in anything that you think is all one colour when you really start looking. That's what art is a lot of the time, is just really close looking and observation. I think this is the most fun part, getting the vibrant yellows up and on the little petals. Yeah, we're really getting there now, sort of richness beginning to develop in the colour. I've now set up that Facebook group on my Facebook page. If you want to go and have a look there, I put a link in the description below this video. So if you like this video, please give it a like, and I'll see you in the next one.